Okay, I know it looks weird, but that's just all part of the process, and I will explain all of that momentarily. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is another prototype showcase for another custom tank build that I'm doing. This was mostly an experiment. I started this a little while ago and kind of wanted to just show it off because it seemed like people really enjoyed the last prototype video I made, which was of my Panzer IV. I kind of put that video out as a gag to kind of just like make a point of like, hey, this is how crazy it is when I make stuff. But people kind of enjoyed that, and it was intriguing for people to see kind of what my tanks looks like, not in their finished version, but more of their like the in-between and the process. So I decided to make another one of those because I have a new prototype here that I've been working on for a little while now. It's been kind of a grueling process, and I kind of wanted to just make a quick point on what it looks like right now so that when the actual video comes out to explain what the full project looks like, the prototype version will be here for contrast. So this, as you may be able to guess based off the size and the wheels, this is the Panzer 38T, which is a Czech tank that was manufactured for the Germans at the beginning of the Second World War. I really like the Panzer 38T. It's one of my favorite tanks, actually. It's very, very iconic as far as the early stages of the Lightning War went for the German Empire. And I thought I really wanted to build one, but I had a hard time figuring out the wheels. And I finally kind of got it down to a system. But as far as this tank goes, I thought it would be really fun to work it out. And I wanted some smaller vehicles too, because like I said, I built the Panzer IV and the M4 Sherman, and those are mediums, but they're fairly big as far as my size goes. And I was trying to just maybe make some smaller vehicles that I could have in some new builds or something. So this is it. It's fairly straightforward as it goes. A lot of the features are very, very much diminished as a result of the project being very small. Because I build in a scale that is it's not directly to minifigure scale, but I try to make stuff that's a little more realistically compared so that it's not too obnoxious to make something that's super huge and takes a lot of complex pieces. Annoyingly enough, it made my Panzer 38T very, very small, as you can see, and on this one I'll have to admit defeat. I cannot fit a guy in it. I tried so very hard on my medium tanks to fit people in them and make sure that they were functional and make sure that they were really interesting in that regard. But as far as this one goes, as you can probably see with the contrast of this guy here, the scale is small. With that being said, I think the model looks very good so far. I'm still working on some pieces in the front, trying to sort of flesh it out. I think it'll be a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. I tried to make it really complex to start, and it didn't really do the things it needed to do. I had a lot of features that I wanted about like opening hatches and moving guns and stuff that are kind of slowly whittling down, which was not very fun. I'm still considering some variations for this, though, to still try to add some play function so that it's not just a boring model, because there's a lot of those like that. I considered doing suspension as well because the wheels on this one were very big, and I thought that would be kind of fun, but I don't know how many features I'll be able to feature in the actual model. As far as the prototype goes, though, it was fairly clean. It took a couple weeks to put the whole thing together. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do the mud guards and such, but if you're watching this, it means that I posted it and the actual tank is finished. But yeah, it's a fairly nice model. I'd like to do sort of like a Blitzkrieg mock, and I was considering some light tank builds because I don't have any of those. I was looking at other universal carriers and sort of tracked armored cars and things that might be kind of fun to include in a build. And I specifically like the interwar models, like the Czech Panzers and a lot of the other nations and things that were used like captured vehicles and stuff. So I was learning a lot about that. It was a lot of fun, and as a result I've decided to build this tank. Again, as of right now, I don't know that I'll be able to do it, but if you're watching this, that means that it all got put together. Just a tiny little video here today. It's primarily not much more than that. The build is not really fleshed out. It is very much just bricks and pieces to sort of just get the blueprint down. And same thing with my Panzer IV prototype that just sort of gets the general shape of it, as you can tell. And people who are familiar with this tank will probably be able to recognize it. The tracks, I took a long time to hash out, but they work incredibly well. As far as the tracks go, I try to add the functionality and make sure that they're all working and stuff like that. And I think that it will be pretty good in the long run, but I have a lot of work still to do on it. So this is just the prototype. I'm gonna have to take this apart in order to build the actual tank because of my piece limitations. but I'm making this video just to sort of show off what it looked like now in contrast to what it will hopefully look like in the future. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and checking it out. This is just a little random little prototype showcase that I wanted to make a point on, because I feel like, if, at least for myself as a viewer, it's an interesting thing to see how somebody would put something like this together. And I assure you, it is not glamorous. It looks like this most of the time, and then it only gets a lot of interesting detail at the end. But all that being said, that's the end of this. Thanks for coming and checking it out, and hopefully I'll have videos on a Panzer 38T soon, but we will have to see.